We're going to start preparing for Retrofit integration to make real GitHub API requests. To make threading simpler, we're going to use Kotlin coroutines for our network requests. This means we have to change the GitHub API interface to use suspend functions. This is actually a pretty quick conversion, so we'll get that out of the way first before bringing in Retrofit. First, we'll add the coroutines artifacts to our dependencies array. You can find the artifact path in the current version in the Kotlin X GitHub page. We'll be using the Android artifact as well as the testing one, which you can find under the README in the Kotlin X coroutines test folder in this repository. We'll add the coroutines version to our project level build.gradle file and create a new array called coroutines that has a value for both the Android and test artifacts. The first change we'll make is opening up the GitHub API file and change the interface and mock implementation to suspend functions. We have a few other implementations of GitHub API, so we'll consolidate those. Open the fake GitHub API class, which is in our testing app module. Change this function to be a suspend function to clear the error. We use GitHub API in two other modules. The first one is our AppRepository in the test file. Open the build.gradle file for the repository project and add the coroutines Android dependency. And then under test implementation, we'll also add a dependency on the testing app project. In the AppRepository class, we'll change the getTopRepos function to be a suspend function, and then we'll move on to the AppRepository test. We can delete the fake GitHub API we have declared in this file and instead use the one from our own testing library. We can use Kotlin's apply extension function to set the repos for what we want returned. Now this is acting just as it was when we had our locally declared fake GitHub API. The last thing to do here is wrap the call to getTopRepos in our test function with run blocking. Since this is now a suspend function, we have to call it within a coroutine scope. In tests, we can use run blocking, which will make sure this executes fully before moving on. This will make our test act exactly as before, ensuring we have the top repo's value before proceeding to the next line of code. In the home module, open the build.gradle file, and here we'll add the coroutines Android dependency as an implementation dependency. And then we also need to use the coroutines test here in our unit tests. And again, we'll add the testing app project as another test implementation dependency. In the home viewModel class, wrap the code in the init block with viewModelScope.launch. Again, since this AppRepository method is a suspend function, we need to call it within a coroutine scope, and viewModels have a scope built in. In the home viewModel test file, we'll again delete the locally declared fake GitHub API class and use the one from our testing library. The other change we need to do here is since viewModelScope uses dispatchers.main, which wraps the Android main thread, we have to change that to be able to run in unit tests since unit tests don't have loopers. With the coroutines test library, we can change the main dispatcher by calling dispatchers.setMain, and we can just use dispatchers.unconfined here. Now we can validate that both these unit tests pass and proceed with our Retrofit integration.